So we're going to be shooting into a discussion today about internalization and how to get social skills very, very quickly to where it's not just something that you understand theoretically, but you understand how to get social skills quickly. Now, why is this important? Look, if you're somebody who works at a business, for example, you're an employee of a business, you might be working your fucking ass off. But if somebody else who has better social skills than you walks in, they're likely to get the promotion over you or even get credit for your work, right? I mean, let's be honest. When you look at something like a presidential debate, are people really looking at policy? How many policies do you know of the average politician? You might know 2 or 3 of them in the super complex thing they're doing. You are more going off the way they make you feel. You're going off of vibe. And you're actually watching them in a debate and just looking at who's more alpha, which is so dumb. Because you could have somebody who's a beta, but who's actually really, really good on policy. But nonetheless, we tend to vote in the person who we think is more dominant. It's also something that's important in dating and social skills, because when you have that status vibe, good energy, good vibes, you've got a lot of swagger. It doesn't matter that you're some doctor that helped a bunch of people in Africa. What matters is that you have swagger, right? And that's largely what's going to determine the kind of person that you fuse your bloodline with. And likewise, this is also something that is so important in social skills, because when you're good socially, it has the component that it gives you access to a flow state. Socializing creates profound flow states, and as a result of this, it actually has to do with your spiritual enlightenment, even though that sounds insane, right? Wouldn't spiritual enlightenment be meditating, staring at a wall, being an ashram, going om, 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 right? But in fact, the ability to have great social skills will call upon you to reach flow states and high vibes, because being great socially means that you have great frame control. And like I talked about in the last video, pulling people up to your vibe. So learning social skills and learning it quickly determines your money. It determines your relationships, determines your genetic offspring. It determines your happiness. And it determines your ability to be an ambassador for your brand. People will talk about like these idiotic things like saying, you know, you should work through your 20s, but not socialize in your 20s. And then when you're 30, you present yourself to the world. Actually, a guy that I really like says that. And one of the guys I'm a fan of says that's a great guy. But, you know, you don't have to agree with everything. And one thing that I profoundly disagree with is some nerdy-ass 30-year-old millionaire. There's no one to present it to. What is there, like a dog show for 30-year-old millionaires? The 30-year-old millionaire dog show up on stage is this guy. It doesn't fucking exist. What does exist is the fact that you've got to learn how to communicate and master your communication, master public speaking, master being in front of a camera, master social skills, master your frame, master your ability to have a little bit of swag, master the fact that you will get a promotion or more money at work, and so on and so forth. You've got to learn social skills. So this video in and of itself is here to teach you how to reach those incredible flow states, and it's here to teach you how to learn it quick. So why is it that over the years, I've taught largely in the field? How come I don't just teach it in a product? I've created look, if you actually look at every product I've created over the years, every single product that I've done has always included things like groups, always included things like Zoom calls, always included things like exercises. And that's in a product. The product's fucking amazing. But Infield is the top of the top of the top. Now, why have I done that? Here's what they say. True or not true, I don't know. But here's what they say. Probably true, or roughly true. We remember about, so they say, 5% of what we read. In other words, if I were to say, you know, let's say that you've read Ulysses by James Joyce, or let's say that you've read The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, right? Like say you read The Fountainhead, okay? Or the Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. You can barely remember John Galt's speech. Who's the main guy who was the hero earlier in the book? Henry Reardon something? Okay. What was the main woman character's name? Do you even remember the main woman character's name? And you read a brick of a book that was like 12 or 1,500 pages, depending on the edition that you had. And you can't even remember the main character's name. Do you remember where they flew to when they went to their secret valley? Do you remember what kind of factory Henry Reardon had? Do you remember what happened at the end of the book? What do you actually remember out of the 1,500 pages that you read from Atlas Shrugged? Okay, amazing book, by the way. Crazy, right? Now, we remember more of what we hear. So, look, I've learned this over the years because I put out so many videos, and most of what people remember in a video is how the video made them feel and whatever insane, sensationalized things that I put in the video. I remember this one old video. It was called Tyler Destroys an AMOG. And it was me like clowning this dude who was like white knight, or sorry, Tyler Destroys a white knight. And it was me clowning this guy that was white knighting me, right? Now that video was inside of this video that I shot in Seattle. And it was this whole profound, super deep video on the topic of buy-in and coaching and all this stuff. Nobody could remember the topic from that video. Like if I said to you, like if I go to a room and I say, who remembers the Tyler Destroys a White Knight video? Fuckloads of people remember me destroying the White Knight. Nobody can remember what the video was about, even though they spent an hour watching it. So largely what they're remembering is things that are sensational and the way that the video made them feel. Like, oh, that was a good video. Like they have good emotional memory of how somebody made them feel. If you think back to Atlas Shrugged, you have good emotional memory to how it made you feel, but you don't have great recall. Now what's weird is, and this was kind of weird about the whole thing, you go in the book and you're like, oh, that is what happened. I've read this. So the mind has this weird way of, if you look at it again, it has this kind of faint recall if you go look at it again. But the mind is constantly generalizing, distorting, reframing, and so on and so forth. That's why people have such a different memory about things. That's why we have disagreements with friends about things that happen. The mind isn't that good at it barely remembers what we read and only remembers a little bit of what we hear. But what does the mind remember the most? It remembers the most of what we do. Okay, what we do. So that's why if ever I put out a digital program, it's loaded with groups, it's loaded with exercises, it's loaded with activities and things to do at home. I've got to get you doing things, okay? So you may think that you know my teaching because you watch me do these videos. These videos are meant as infotainment. They're more of like a vibe transfer. It's really just, look, let's be real. These videos are a vibe transfer, they're infotainment. They get your mind clear and present and right for the day. They're good to listen to in the car. They're good to listen to at the gym. They're good to listen to if you're on a train somewhere, on an airplane. Good to listen to at home when you're doing the dishes. It's fundamentally to get you in the right vibe. And yes, you get information out of it. And yes, the information is very, very tested. But as far as remembering it, the creme de la creme de la creme is Infield training. And that is when you're actually fucking doing it. And what I understand on an Infield training is this, like, you see me doing all this public speaking. For me, the public speaking is more like the fucking ad. Public speaking is an art form. I fucking love it. But it's me just churning out content for the people that are actually serious to transform. If somebody is actually serious, if you're actually serious, you train in the field. And you train in the field because you know that that is not what you're reading, not what you're hearing. It's what you're fucking doing. And that's where you get that solid 50% recall. And so if you just have an overwhelm of teaching, you're going to be fucking amazing when you properly learn in the field. So what happened to me was, I can remember back in the day I wanted to learn social skills. And I'd see these different teachers. And, I would actually watch their digital products at the time. I'd pay a lot of money for it. Then what I would do is some of them had seminars. And I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, look, this is cool. But like, show me, motherfucker. Like, you're sitting, like, why is it that, in basketball, if somebody is going to teach you basketball, they can show you an example of a basketball shot. In surfing, if someone's going to teach surfing, they can show you how to fucking surf. But it's this weird thing in social skills and communication oftentimes where they're not going to show you. It's like, here, let's just describe it. Like, for example, podcast. We'll talk about it, right? Those are really amazing podcasts. I'm fans of them. But it's like, we're going to talk about this. It's like thousands of hours of talk. Like, let's just go do it. Like, does anyone here have any value for time? Does anybody here just want results fast? Does anybody here just want their brain, like a fucking brain transplant from the teacher to the student rapidly? That can only be done in the field. And that can only be done with a teacher who is so fucking good at what they do that they've got the balls of steel to show it. And then from there, they've also got the balls of steel to say that you're gonna fucking do it, okay? So, I remember back in the day, there's a super famous guy, and he had this really mainstream book. And he actually had a podcast with a really, really famous evolutionary scientist guy, pretty much the most famous one. They had this podcast. And, I wound up becoming acquainted with this guy. And I came into Austin, Texas. And we were chatting on text. And he said, hey, let's meet up. I said, sure, let's go out tonight. Immediately, the guy was terrified, right? And this is a weird thing. Like, oftentimes, people that teach social skills, dating, making friends, networking, other teachers, I'm always saying, look, let's go out. And you've never heard me talk about another teacher. I would never talk about another teacher. I'm here to help teach other teachers. I get it that everyone's at different levels. But for some reason, they always have this weird reaction around me because they're like, okay, this guy fucking lives this shit. Like, this is a crazy man right here. And he fucking lives this shit. And we're going to go out and he's going to fucking smoke me. And I'm not going to live up to his expectation. But what they don't understand is I don't care if they're good or not. I never talk about it to anybody. I just want to show them. If they have an audience, I want to show them some things to help their audience. I don't judge anybody. I'm a freak of nature, okay? I'm a freak of fucking nature. I love to go out. I talked a great deal of wine last video about my passion for it. I'm a freak of nature. Look, I'm a seminar rat, like, you know, a gym rat. You know, like a bat, like Kobe Bryant growing up. He's watching his dad playing basketball. He's a gym rat, right? Wayne Gretzky was a rink rat. He just wants to be around the fucking rink all the time. I'm a seminar rat, and I'm a nightclub rat, and I'm a daytime going out rat. Like, I like to go to social gatherings, and I do parties. I like to go to social gatherings. I like to crush social gatherings in the daytime. I like to crush social gatherings at nighttime. I like to do parties, and I like to run seminars, okay? I just love being in a fucking flow. And I also like the benefits of that and meeting new people and having a wild, crazy adventures for them. And I've got a high drive for that too, even at age 44. Just physically, I have a high drive for that, okay? I have just a great drive to connect with people physically. So going from there, what I'm trying to show you here is how to get good fast. And the way that you get good fast is by going out. Now, I'm going to explain to you two different components to why you want to go out and why you want to learn the field. And if you like this, if you like what it is that I'm saying, by the way, if you look right here on Instagram, this is my private DM on Instagram. Go in your Instagram app, Owen Cook. If you want to actually learn in the field, if this inspires you, shoot me a DM. Give me your name, phone number, email, and a time to call you. If you're at some weird ass time zone, you might get a call at a different time. But the point is, if you send me that, we can get you a phone call. Okay, maybe I'll call you. Maybe my team will call you. But if you're serious about doing infield training, like you're ready to take the leap and do this shit, shoot me a DM. And what you're gonna see is a really, really powerful conversation. Really, really, really powerful conversation about changing your fucking life, okay? You've never really heard me talk about infield trainings in these broadcasts. And the reason why is because I have a 22-year list of thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have done these in the past, and they get amazing results with it, and they usually want to come for a touch-up. So typically, I teach this to a closed list, and that's basically all that it is. Like, you can't really get in, okay? It's not something you can get into. But recently, I've decided that I'm going to be shutting these things down. So I'm going to be focused on the next phase of my career coming up, and so I thought it was only fair to get the word out that I'm doing these. If you want to get in maybe one of the last couple of slots on these, you're not going to see me doing a lot of videos about this in the future. Like, this will probably be the last time you're going to be talking about this in a video, okay? And you haven't heard me talking about it in the past. I don't even have a website for this. This isn't even something I do on a website. So the only way to reach me, because I have no website for it, is to shoot me a DM, send me your info, let's get on the phone, and let's get it locked in, okay? That's if you're serious about it. It's only for people that are serious. I fucking hate people that aren't action takers. I hate people that are fucking dabblers. I like people that know what they want, pull the fucking trigger, take massive action, and change their fucking life. It's the kind of people I surround myself with. I don't dick around with fucking dabblers, okay? So if you know that you want to change your life and you're serious, you let me know, okay? If you're serious, you prove that and you let me know. Now, when I'm teaching like this, here's two different components that I want to explain to you, okay? First of all, why is it that I like meeting people out and working on social skills out? Well, if you look at this crib, do a shot of the crib, okay? So this is one of the best party locations that you'd ever see in Los Angeles. Up there on the top, you're seeing a little bay area that is loaded with pillows and giant teddy bears. Like, literally, it's just all pillows, all giant fucking teddy bears. The house is set up with all these fucking couches. You'll notice that I put actually cheaper couches in the house. I do that on purpose because there's people in here all the fucking time doing parties, okay? And I've had like $50,000 couches before and people fucking fuck them up, okay? I've got lights everywhere. The house looks like a nightclub. I've got crazy ass fucking speakers over here. I've got a giant movie screen up here. So literally what you'd see, and here, you know what I'm gonna do? I was thinking that I might be able to show this to you guys, but we'll figure it out later. Point being, I got a huge ass movie screen up here. I've got big ass speakers over here. So we got a giant fucking enormous movie screen up here. Then what we've got this giant ass movie screen up here. Oh, John's gonna show a little bit here around here. Okay, so we got a big ass fucking movie screen. We got big ass fucking speakers. The speakers are fucking booming. We've got big ass fucking, yeah, so we got but you can't really tell how big it is from down here. It's basically the size of a huge ass fucking wall, okay? Show me so they can see the scale. Okay, so that's me. Now you see the scale all of a sudden. And then if you point up, you know, and you can see the big pillow pit up there, and you see the movie screen up here. And this is just a part of the house which has many, many levels to it. And then if you kind of point the screen outside, you can kind of see that we've got a big balcony out there, a big view of the city. So this is one of the cracking party locations in LA, okay? And we just have a lot of people over, okay? We do a lot of badass fucking parties. It's just a lot of fun, okay? It's just a lot of fucking fun. So, John, if I were to give that to you on your phone, are you able to show a bit of that like on video or no? Are you able to get from the phone to the video live or no? Don't know? Okay. Well, anyway, you just take my word for it, okay? So the point is, I do a lot of parties here, okay? I've got let me explain to you my social life in LA. I've got access to every single major high-end club. I've got access to probably about 2/3 of the top promoters in LA that are my friends that we talk to regularly. I can get free tables just about anywhere. I get comp dinners, so I'll invite out like 15, 20 girls. We get free dinners just by bringing all the girls there. I've got friends with other mansions all around LA. We're doing parties there. We're doing parties here. We're doing bonfires out in Santa Monica. We're doing other cool, like quirky, different types of events. We even do seminars here. We just invite people up socially. It's super badass, okay? I know a shitload of people. I know tons of the girls around LA, a lot of cool guys around LA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I've just been doing this for many, many years. People ask me why I live in Los Angeles. This is my home. I know fucking everybody. So I don't ever need to go out again. Do you understand? Okay, I never need to go out again. Okay? So that, and plus I got friends like Michael Sartain. I've been getting no damn bulls aired a little bit. Like, I don't need to go out. Do you understand? I don't need to go out. Okay? So that being the case, I like to do a lot of social circle stuff. I don't need to go out. Here's the problem. When I do parties at my house, everybody is nice to me. I get too much positive feedback. When you're the person running the party, you have so many people that are into you, you have too many options. You don't even know what to do with all the options that you have when you're running a party properly. Now, I teach this when I'm teaching Infield training, but here's the thing. How is it that I built this social circle in the first place? It was from meeting people out. So what if I were to go to Miami South Beach? Does that mean that I can't meet anybody anymore? What if I go to New York City? Does that mean that I can't meet anybody anymore? My friends are back in Los Angeles. I'm at a restaurant. There's somebody I'd like to meet at a restaurant, but I can't do anything, so I'm just going to sit here and hide behind my sushi dinner because I'm less than a man. Okay, right? You can't. Okay? Anywhere that you fucking go, if you see somebody who you'd like to meet, you should know how to go say hi and make a great impression. And if they want to further that conversation, you should know exactly what to do. Anything less than that is fucking pathetic. Okay, so in other words, it's the art form of generating leads from cold, right? So see, you have to understand, in a social circle, it's parabolic, right? So if you've ever seen a reel that I put up on Instagram, the really, really successful ones, some are small, right? But some are big, some pop. I've had one that did over 1 million recently. So the ones that pop, what happens is you post the reel, people like it, they post it in their story. Other people see it from their story, and then they post it. Other people see it, and they post it, and it becomes parabolic. A good party is created in a manner where you've got the party, you invite someone, and they bring their most amazing friends. Then you meet those friends. You invite them, they meet their most amazing friends. You meet those friends, they meet their most amazing friends. And then you brand a great reputation around your parties. Then other guys want to get in. Other dudes that have sick-ass houses, they're like, could I come? You go, hey, I want to do a party at your house. They've got a list of people who are doing parties at their house. You've got your list of people, and then you just keep moving it like this. It's off the charts. Your social life is fucking insane when you do this. Here's the problem. It's too good. You develop bad social habits because you have too much positive social feedback. So your social life is off the fucking charts, but your social skills oftentimes deteriorate because you're getting too many false positives. Everybody's being nice to you. Even when you're a fucking weirdo, people are nice to you, right? So if you've ever seen the show Entourage, they actually do caricatures of people like this because somebody who's just a super badass in Hollywood, they have so much social feedback, they become like, I mean, I'm eccentric as hell, but like they make me look like a lightweight. Like they're like, yeah, cool, right? Like they just become like, it's like the weird child actor syndrome. They just get fucking weird because they have too much positive social feedback. The purpose of going out is actually to get rejected. That's what people don't understand. You are actually going out specifically to get rejected. When I go out, I like it because I have to control the frame, I have to control the energy, I have to control my state, and when I can do that at a random venue where I do not know everybody and I can generate social proof from fucking scratch, then what that means, I am executing the most pure form social skills. And that is pure form social skills at top of funnel, base lead generation. But what it also means is that my control of energy will determine the responses that I'm getting. On a bad night, when I suck, because I'm not known as the mansion party guy, what winds up happening is I get the bad response. That's why I'm leaving the house. I'm specifically leaving my comfort zone so that I can get the bad response. Look, it's like if you have access to it. Look, when you've been living in Hollywood for years and years and you've got a network and all that, that's like being able to go to the grocery store or ordering Uber Eats to get food, but for your social life. It's like the Uber Eats version. Sometimes though you say, you know what? Let's go get the metaphorical rifles, the metaphorical bullets, and let's go learn how to go get the food ourselves. See, when somebody goes hunting, say deer hunting, and they go get their own meat, there's a joy to that that connects them to the earth. It is a passion. So that's the fucking problem that people don't understand is they keep saying, oh, I'm going to do this online, or I'm just going to do Social Circle, which Social Circle is amazing. Great teacher Social Circle, like Michael, Luke, and others, amazing. I teach it too. Amazing. Fucking amazing. Incredible. As I'm saying here, I teach it too. But what I'm also saying is that in the same way that if you go hunting, you get connected to the earth and deeply present and connected to nature and yourself in a way that you cannot otherwise go to fucking Ralph's and grabbing a piece of plastic. It's just two completely different things. Well, in the same way, going and meeting people is the most pure form of social skills. Look, when I do public speaking, what are the reasons why oftentimes I do not use speakers? Okay, like I connect the mic to the camera to capture the audio, but I'm not connecting to speakers. Sometimes I will. Big enough venue, you'd have to eventually, but I could do a very, very, very big venue, and you will see me walk in there and bounce the sound off the walls. Bang, 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 bouncing it off the walls. Why? Because public speaking is not just you giving content. A pure form public speaker, like someone in Greece at the dawn of democracy, that'd be presenting their case before speakers existed. Speakers is in the thing that emanates sound, not a public speaker. They would have the capacity to speak to a room and have a booming voice that carries, which means they have an evolution in their nervous system. They have an evolution in their vocal cords. They know how to project. They know how to be heard. It's inner game shifts. It's energetic shifts. It is technical shifts. It is fucking beautiful. That is being a pure form public speaker. Any speaker that you can see who's in front of a big crowd, they're like, hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But then the speakers are booming out. They aren't doing pure form orator type shit. They're just not. And that's fine. Not everybody has to be a pure form orator, Mr. Pure form orator, man. I get that. Totally fine. Totally get it. Really cool that they just get to mumble up on the fucking stage. But being pure form means that you're in it for the joy. It's a passion. Now look, people are like, well, maybe you could make this much money doing this or that. Fuck your money. You should be so fucking rich at a certain point that you're in this for the fucking love of it. You're in it for the fucking sport. What do you do once you're rich? The whole, all of life becomes a giant troll, becomes a giant game, becomes a giant sport, right? What does the rich man do? He goes back to Africa and maybe he goes hunting for animals in Africa. Not very nice, by the way, endangered animal stuff, but you know my point, right? The true wealth is me being out in nature, up deep in the mountains and blowing my fucking leg apart. That's wealth. And then healing it and doing it again, okay? And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I just want the money. Bro, you know damn well that once you have the money, you're sick of it. What do you do once you have all the money and you have more money that you can spend? You're sitting there, you got your TV, you fucking giant ass movie theater, you got a fucking crib, you got a fucking AP watch or diamond bracelet, you got your fucking, I don't know, your organic herbs, and I bought a couple $1,000 in mugs recently, okay? And then you sit there, like in the movie Fight Club, and you're like, okay, I went to IKEA. Okay, I don't do IKEA, but you know my point, right? I got all my shit. What the fuck do I do now? And that's when you realize that the joy was in front of you the entire fucking time and that the best things in life are free. That's what you realize. A day out in the park, breathing the air, is worth more than anything that money could ever buy you. And being out, meeting people from scratch, being in that flow state is worth an infinite amount of money. It is a joy. Okay? So why do we go out? We go out because we go out specifically because the rejection itself is the feedback. The rejection itself is what tells you, your energy sucks. You're a fucking weirdo. Too logical. Too stuck up in your head. And the feedback shows you your flaw. It is taking the boat and putting it in the fucking water and seeing if anything comes out. Does it leak or does it float? If you can't do it cold, you're a bitch. You've got to be able to do it cold. Now, if you're smart and strategic, you also build out social circles. Oh, I can't do it. I don't have a mansion. Your friends have mansions. I don't know how to meet a friend at the mansion. Then learn social skills. Use the same social skills and meet guys that have sick houses. You provide all the people. They provide the crib. I've been doing that since my early 20s. What the fuck are you thinking? Of course. So learn this stuff cold, okay? It's fucking beautiful. It is the rejections specifically that you do it. You have to understand, even when you're a rich man with all the money that you could possibly even want to spend, crazy crib, knowing a ton of people, the joy of going out and doing real life socializing where it's not about your money, it's not about your looks, it is purely about energy, social dynamics, social calibration, social awareness, bringing fun, bringing positivity, and frame, and the way that you work the venue. That is the art form in and of itself. That's the beauty in and of itself. That art form is what teaches you about communication that you can use for business. It's what teaches you about flow states. It's what teaches you about public speaking. It's what teaches you about how to get in front of a fucking camera. Why is it that even my 11-year-old son can run a public speaking event without being trained? Because he's been in a flow state his whole life, okay? So you do this specifically because you learn in the field. Do you think there's any way in hell that you're gonna learn this from a fucking video? Do you think there's any way in hell that you're gonna learn this from a book? No. So the reason why I taught in the field for all these years, even though for me, it's unscalable. I can't, look, we did Infield teaching at scale to the extent that we could by hiring instructors all over the place, which is a madhouse, shit show. But the bottom line is you can't really teach Infield trainings at scale because it's a very, very small number of people. So it's not really like a great business, is it? Right? So even though it's not a great business for me because I can't teach that at scale, it's something that I do because I fucking love it. And it's the most pure form type of teaching. Okay? So when you're somebody who's got to where you want to in life, and then you sit back and you look at your life and you say, what do I love? Maybe what you love is socializing. Maybe what you love is nature, which is free. Maybe what you love is pure form, like just doing free free tours and things like that, where you just go smash it in front of a crowd. And maybe what you love is teaching the field because you want to challenge yourself to raise everybody up to your frame and to get everybody to a high level. So this kind of teaching is the best kind of teaching in the world. It is the ultimate transmission. You want to talk about sitting at the feet of a Zen master and going, Om, or going to a motivational seminar, writing your values and learning about how you use your day or learning a sales script. This is the ultimate form of teaching. This is what teachers with balls of fucking steel teach because they've got to be so fucking good at it and they've got to get you good at it because you expect the best. And I understand that, okay? So I don't really talk about this that often. This is sort of my secret life behind the scenes. I don't talk about it very much. The reason I don't talk about it that much is because I'm one guy. I used to have a team of people that did this stuff, but I decided to kind of do my own thing. Okay, I've been doing my own thing for a while now. I didn't want to manage a huge team anymore, and I didn't want to rebuild it. People keep asking me all the time, can I be an instructor for you? I want you to build it back out. I don't really do this anymore. I'm winding it down. But towards the tail end of me winding this down, I still teach it out of passion. And I teach this to about a 22-year list, and usually these programs are crammed up. This will be my last couple programs, so I want to get it out there. So if you want to actually get into some of this, what I recommend is just shoot me a DM. Shoot me your name, phone number, email, and time to call you, and we'll set something up. If you can't figure out how to put your name, phone number, email, and time to call, that's a screen that you're probably too dumb to learn this, okay? So I'm asking you, just go to Owen Cook on Instagram, go to your Instagram app, name, phone number, email, and time to call you. Hop in here, shoot me that information, and we'll set up a phone call. That's if you're serious, okay? Now, what'll happen when you actually do something like this is what you're gonna realize is that even though it profoundly changes your social life and your social results, dating results, networking results, making friends results, even though it's gonna do that profoundly, Here's the other thing that you're going to realize. This is what people don't get. Learning to access a flow state like this is incredibly healing, and it allows you to access higher paradigms that you didn't know exist. And that's what nobody gets with all this shit. That's what they're not understanding, okay? They're not getting this. What I personally found from years and years of going out was after these amazing fucking nights, okay? Like after I would do these like incredible nights, I would have it where I was so wired and so jacked up, okay? So wired and so jacked up. I actually found that I really couldn't sleep. This was like an ongoing problem that I had where I literally couldn't even sleep. And the reason why was because this is what I found. When you go out regularly and when you go smash it, you're going to wind up getting into social situations that feel too high status for you. You're going to wind up meeting people that you think are too attractive for you. You're going to wind up exerting dominance and alpha type characteristics and high status characteristics that you feel are past your level of status. And what's weird is, and this is sort of a way of putting it, if you believe in the kind of spiritual realm, but if you don't, that's fine too. So then just take it as a metaphor. That's fine too, by the way. Then what you're going to be doing is opening yourself up to profound amounts of light. Okay, that's really what it's like. It's these profound amounts of light that you're opening yourself up to. And what I mean by this is like, you will get so in the zone and so much in a flow state, and you will watch as your sense of humor explodes in levels that you didn't think were possible. You will watch as the flow state that you go into is so in the zone that you don't even know where you are anymore. You're like, where's the ego that is me? Why am I not controlling my body? Why am I not controlling what I'm saying? Why is it like this spirit is just animating me and this is just coming out of me? This is fucking insane. It is crazy. Okay, this shit is fucking crazy. Now, by the way, when you amplify this with you just rocking out a club, and then other people are just dancing with you and grabbing at you and giving you attention of all types, of every type you can imagine, and crazy, wild, insane things are happening. You're going to see yourself get so much in a flow state that you feel like you don't even exist anymore. And it's weird because as you become less, you become more. It is fucking weird. And then you get in these situations that you think that you're not supposed to be in. And there's all sorts of things that are happening. Success barriers are unwiring because what's going on is you have a certain level of status that you think that you're at. Your reticular activation system is giving you a selective perception from that. That's why derpers and people at low status, they see things in this very warped way oftentimes. It's beautiful, but it's warped. Sad. You're gonna begin to open your mind to new levels of discernment. Like you're just gonna see things with greater depth. You're gonna realize that you're more at the cause of your emotions than you ever knew. Like you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I'm at the cause of my emotions. Like I'm not at the effect of my emotions. I control my emotions. You're gonna realize that you can reside within your own frame, and you're gonna see other people falling into your frame as a leader. You're gonna laugh more than you've ever laughed. And oftentimes you wind up having these wild experiences and adventures with people consensually that are beyond anything that you thought would ever happen in your dating life or things like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So after a night like that, and you'll have nights where you're just like out in Miami South Beach, you meet somebody, you go crazy, you meet somebody, you're off on the beach, wind's in your hair, you're having the sun up, just sitting there sharing it with somebody laughing. It's wild, man. I mean, it's just amazing. And that's what a lot of my adult life's been like, and that's what I want to share with you. But what you'll see is, as your mind becomes more present, you become more at the cause, and life becomes easier. Now, what I mean by this is that you realize, like, people are imposing frames on you, people are imposing social value on you, people are imposing their humor on you, people are getting you stuck in your head, people are getting you micromanaging yourself, people are getting you looking to them for approval, and you flip all that. They look to you for approval. You set the frame, you set the mood, you pull people up to your level, and you get the rewards for that. And you get a lot of social connections, and it's a lot of fun. So this is an art form that can only be done out. So, I do a lot of parties. I do a lot of social circle, and I want to do more. There's next levels to it. I learn from the best. There's always next level. I learn from great fucking people that are past where I'm at with it. But I'm at a high level, and I'm invested in it, and I put the time in to be very good. And so I have a beautiful social circle. It's awesome. But for me, going out is a separate kind of a thing. And I think people can conflate the two things, right? It's like grabbing some lasagna from your grocery store is not the same thing as being in nature and stalking an elk who you even connect to as you see the beautiful animal. And then even as you eat that elk, you have a beautiful appreciation for the meat that you're eating. And you don't waste any of it. And you even maybe even cry with the animal, right? Because you're connected to it. And now it's inside you. And that's a very different appreciation for the food that you're eating than some ground beef fucking lasagna. That's still from an animal too, right? It's like something like Stouffer's lasagna, right? It's completely different experience. So, you want to know how to go to the grocery store, but you also want to know how to hunt. And in the same way, if you're throwing giant mansion parties, that's a very easy way to meet people. But that doesn't stop me from going out regularly and socializing and meeting other people. And as I'm meeting them, always doing so in a way that they're enjoying and is win-win with them and adding something to them. Always consensual, always win-win, and adding to them. And if someone doesn't want to chat, always just going, good to meet you, and getting out of there, but always adding, okay? And so what I'm saying here is I want you to have that experience. And what I'm describing here, is there any way in hell that you're going to get that from watching a video, right? I could describe it here to you. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I can send a vibe to you. I can send a frame to you. I can help you. But the vast majority of people that I make these videos for, if you want to know the truth, are boot camp alumni. They're people that have already been to the boot camp that get what I'm saying. They're watching this video and they get it. They watch the old videos and they get it because they've met me and they know that it's real. They know that they're doing it too. They're in that lifestyle. They're in that sort of circle. But this is an elite level circle. And this is for people that are serious. And the truth is, a lot of what I said here as far as like raising your vibe, okay? Raising your vibe by going out. Sometimes you have to be at that point where you're comfortable with that much light. So a lot of people, I think, when they don't do a boot camp, they don't do it because they're not comfortable enough with all that light. Like they're not comfortable with how beautiful it is, how incredible it is. So you've got to be someone where you want the light, like you want beauty, you want joy, you want flow, you want better results. And you're also somebody who takes responsibility and accountability for your results. And you're somebody who says, I want to have a family someday. I want to have a beautiful significant other that I'm attracted to. I want to have great social networking connections. I want to be able to be in front of a video camera. I want to be able to do public speaking. I want to be able to be a leader as an entrepreneur. Many of the entrepreneurs that I taught that are leaders now are billionaires, actual famous billionaires that you've seen. Some are the most famous or the most famous people in politics. So understand that this is a very, very hardcore teaching, okay? This is a very real, very hardcore teaching as far as getting dramatic results quick, but you can't get results like this sitting in your fucking house. You've got to go out and you've got to learn in the field. And you've got to learn from a teacher who is able to perform at that level to not only be able to do it, but be able to transfer that to you, okay? So that's a boot camp. So if you're hopping on the slide right now, like I mentioned, this is actually the third video where I talked a little bit about infield training, and I'm not going to be doing a ton more. This is kind of it. I just thought that I would throw a couple of them out there. The reason I threw a couple of them out there, like I said, is that I'm not going to be doing that a lot in the future. So I wanted to just alert the general list that if you want to get on it now. If you want to get in on it, I don't even advertise this ever. You really never hear me talking about this, do you? We don't even have a website for it, okay? There's not really a way to reach me about it. So this will be kind of your last chance to reach me over the internet. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, Owen Cook, okay? Just go follow me or even not follow me, but just shoot me a DM on Owen Cook. Send your name, phone number, email, and a time to call you, and we'll hit you up, okay? Can't guarantee we can hit the exact time you want, but we'll try, okay? But I'll do the best that I can for you, all right? Now, what I would also say would be, put that back up again, please. Okay, nice. So just checking our time here. Okay, so what I'd also say when I talk about this is that fundamentally, the desire for personal transformation means that you're sick of the results that you have now. And what I mean by this is, okay, so I was in an Uber today, and the Uber driver said, "Hey, what do you do?" And I said, I teach self-help. I just give generic answers like that. The reason I give generic answers to people like Uber drivers is because I know they don't really want to change. And he said, that's really cool. I like the idea of making a lot of money. Hardy, hardy, har. And I said, and I don't even know why I got into this with him because there's literally no point whatsoever. But I just said to him, I said, "Hey man, you make exactly as much money as you want to make." And he's like, "Could you use some more money? Hardy, hardy, har." He's actually a very nice guy, by the way. I like Uber drivers. But anyway, so he's a nice guy, but he's like, "Who wouldn't want more money?" And I said, no, you're not getting me. Yes, you want more money, but you'd rather have your free time than going to make that money. So you have the exact amount of money that you prioritize for. You have the exact amount of money that you want. I also have the exact amount of money I want. Like I say this all the time, like I have exactly the amount of money that I want. If I wanted more, I'd put more time into making money and I'd prioritize it and I'd do that. I also prefer to be out in nature with my family. I also prefer to be out in social clubs and doing the kind of work that I'm talking about here, teaching it. So if that's the case, I do exactly what I want. I have the exact results that I want. But the cool thing about personal growth, at any form of personal growth, like in a hardcore one like this one, is that you can say to yourself, look, when you're ready to change, you know what it is to do, right? When you're ready to change, you know what it is to do. So, you come to somebody like me when you're ready to change. You're like, look, as cool as it is to have, the fact that I can sit at home looking at the internet on a Friday night. You want to know what I value more than sitting at home looking at the internet on a Friday night? I value having a better dating life. I want to have a better significant other. I want to have a better social life. I want to get paid more at work. I want to have better communication skills. I want to have better access to a flow state. I value that more. And if you value that more and you actually want it, okay, if it's something that you actually want, then you go get it. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, this is kind of like a side rant. You ever have a significant other, and let's say that you're just someone who's very, very, very positive and you're very, very upbeat, and you have a significant other, and you find that significant other often provokes drama, and is somebody who's very ungrateful, and is somebody who's just pissed off all the time and disappointed all the time. And you start to realize that while we live in the same physical reality, we live in very, very different energetic realities, right? So you can be in a room with somebody else. Say you have a girlfriend, right? You can be in the room with your girlfriend. You're in the same room. You can be physically intimate. You could hug or cuddle or have fun. Watch a movie on your laptop if you want to. You're in the same room, but you're not in the same energetic experience. So if your significant other is not somebody who's vibrating at the level that you are, vibrating, you know the point? If they're not there, they're not really with you. There's actually an energetic wall between the two of you. And inevitably what will happen with a couple, if one person is resonating higher than the other, is it's kind of like this chain, okay? And it's pulling like this. And you'll see little fights, and it's kind of like an earthquake, like the San Andreas Fault. It's like, right? And so that's like the earthquake. So you get these little arguments. And maybe one person's like, yo, like, let's have fun. Like, why are we tripping over this shit? Like, life doesn't have to be hard. Life can be fun. Let's just like fuck and go to a movie and go to the spa and go do some travel and laugh and love each other. Like, fuck all this shit. Let's just love. But the other one is like, they're in a lower vibration energy and they're just, right? It's like, you said this, I didn't like what you said, and I didn't like the food, and the car ride was a bit boring to the vacation spot, and the person told me to wear this when I went up the ski lift, and whatever it is, right? And they loop on it. They're with you in physical presence. They're not with you in the same energetic reality. This is fucking real as real. This is the real, okay? So somebody who's actually serious about changing their life, they don't want to live in that shit energetic reality anymore. They're done. They're like, I'm fucking done. I don't like this. I'm done. It's too hard. It's too draining. It's too constricting. I fucking hate it. And they're done with that karmic loop. When you're done with this karmic loop of bullshit, I am here, okay? And this is the reality that I live. Like I talked about in the previous video, the one that I put out before this last live, what I care about is raising the frame for everybody. I live in a world that is easy, that is fun, that is flowing, that is enjoyable. And I've got my moments, okay? I got my little moments here or there, but largely my life is fucking fun. So, when you see me out, even to try to talk to me like this, like you can't even really get me talking like this. Most of the time just clowning. Okay, I'm kind of a goofball. Okay, like that's just, I'm a goofball by nature. You ever see me like up on stage, I'm cracking jokes, I'm doing imitations and stuff. Like if I'm not careful, that'd be like my whole seminar. On occasion, I'll do like comedy stuff where I just rip out comedy routines for 3-4 hours. And it's literally just me goofing and imitating. And unfortunately, the world is so fucking sensitive these days, you can't post the shit. But I just go the fuck off. That's me, okay? I like to laugh, I like to have fun, and I like it to be easy, okay? I only work about maybe 2-3 months a year. Most of the time I spend having fun. Why is that? Because I value fun. I value joy. So I've set up systems in my life and businesses in my life that run for me, okay? Both within what you see here, but outside of it as well. That is when you actually want to succeed. You're like, no, I don't need to be in the business all the time. I want to travel. I want to have fun. I want to build systems. I don't want to work all the time. Well, in the same way, if you don't want your social life to just suck all the time, to be a shitty communicator, to be getting passed over for promotions, to not be an ambassador for a brand that you're building, to not know how to get up in front of a crowd, to attract partners, significant others that are not on your level, and so on and so forth, right? Not to have the social circle that you want. When you're at the point that you're ready to have that graduation, it's a spiritual thing. And then that's when we allow the kind of insights that I talked about, the higher level paradigms where your mind just opens up to what's possible. That's when that light comes in. So you have to understand that this kind of a teaching, this is not just something where it's, some kind of, mechanical thing that you just, you memorize a thing to say, that everyone bows at your feet. Ta-da! Right? Like in the Neil Strauss book or something. That is not the reality that I experienced. That's not the reality that you will experience, okay? The kind of reality that I'm trying to lead you towards is the reality, the real, okay? And the real is that we all live in the same physical reality. Like I can meet you, and I'd recommend that you come in to meet me. And what you'll see is that we might live in the same physical reality. We can shake hands and we can connect physically, but there's a different energetic reality that some people live in. And my goal in teaching you is to show you those higher levels of reality. Okay? And those are the levels of reality that allow me to go to a bar club and just fucking crush it. And crush it not hard, but easy, okay? My son, Dylan, why can he do public speaking at age 11 without even being taught? Because he's in a higher vibe. He's been trained that way. Who knows if he keeps that as an adult or not? That's on him. I can't control that. But I was at least able to give him a positive childhood. And as a result of that, Dylan just walks up in front of a crowd and can public speak. It's not because I taught him, right? People see him up in front of a crowd. They go, oh, well, you're his dad. He must have got all these lessons from you and things like that. No, he didn't. The lessons that he got from me was the energetic transfer. The world is an easy place. The world is a fun place. He has gratitude. He's in a good mood all the time. He's laughing all the time. He's playing all the time, okay? That is what I'm talking about here. Life can be easy or life can be hard. You can be at the cause or you can be at the effect. So the kind of teaching that I do in the field, it's the teaching where we really put that to the test, right? It's not me at a fucking ashram going, and I love all that too. I love seminars. I love ashrams and shit, okay? I love that stuff, right? I'm a fan of it. It's dope. Who wouldn't want to go to like fucking ashram? It's just dope, right? Okay, who wouldn't? But this is about staying present in the real world. Because what I found, and I've had many clients like this, they're super present, and then they show up on a boot camp, and they're like super present and uplifted, and they get out there, they get crushed. I'm like, bro, you built this powerful core of being present in an empty room. Welcome to the real world, where you've got a lot of energy shooting into you, and you've got to shoot it out, okay? In many ways, in more ways than one. So that is what it is that I'm trying to relay to you here is you live in a world with a lot of energy shooting into you, a lot of frame shooting into you, a lot of negativity shooting into you, a lot of limitation shooting into you, a lot of scarcity shooting into you. And you've got to be like Dragon Ball Z, like the fucking Nimbus. Remember the Nimbus 2006 song? And you fucking shoot it out. That's the art form. It crushes in dating, smash on cold approach, crushes in social skills, crushes as far as public speaking, presenting yourself, crushes as far as free social speaking, crushes as far as general communication, crushes as far as being an ambassador for your brand, getting promotion at work, crushes as far as having this beautiful energy in you. that honestly just cleanses your fucking soul, okay? So that's the real teaching. And that teaching that I do, I have to have the balls to do it, and I do it in the field. I do it in the field. That's the real, look, that's the real me, okay? That's my secret life. Like, yes, I enjoy doing live broadcasts. They're fun. It's an art form to me. I love it. I hope that you enjoy them too. I'll keep putting out good ones. Yes, I love to do seminars. They're super fucking sick. It's a great energy exchange and a lot of fucking fun and a great experience. But if you're serious about your transformation, a real action taker, if you're somebody who's a real action taker, and you're somebody that values your time, and you're somebody that wants the real transformation, then you owe it to yourself to gift yourself. You owe it to yourself to take a bit of time and to do something for you. That's what an infield training is, okay? Shoot me a DM if you're serious about it. Instagram, Owen Cook. There's no website up for this. I don't talk about this a lot. You're not going to see me talk about this in the future, okay? I'll probably take these videos down if I'm being honest with you. So you know how I do with that. So it's Owen Cook. Shoot me a DM. Name, phone number, email, time to call you if you're just logging on live right now. Shoot me that if you're serious about it. We'll get back to you quick, okay? This is for people that are legit. People that are serious. If that's you, you want to change your fucking life, okay? You know they say knowledge is power? It's bullshit. Applied knowledge is power. Hoarding knowledge is just like being some weird ass fucking hoarder. It's the application of that knowledge. You can only remember about 5% of what it is that you read, 10% of what you hear. You remember about 50% what you just go do. Why talk about this another minute longer? Let's just go do it. Let's just go do it. Let's just go do it. Shoot me a DM, Owen Cook, name, phone number, email, time to call you. Hope that you enjoyed the talk today. Excited to go out with you in person. Bucket list item. We're going to fucking crush it. Had a lot of fun sharing about this. Actually, not going to be sharing much more about the infield training in the future. Probably delete these videos. Got a lot of other stuff to cover, but I'm excited to meet you if you've elected yourself to have that kind of transformation, do something for you. Excited to meet you in person. I'll see you soon. Peace.